Okay, so this is Nexus Modern Sorcery with the Gauntlet. Here's my spiel. Nexus Modern Sorcery is a game about sorcerers, humans who can perform wondrous magic, exploring the hidden worlds and changing people's lives. So it's a little bit Monster of the Week, a little bit Dresden Files, a little bit, well, what you want it to be, I guess. It depends on what sort of cabal you make. Okay. Crap, my screen. I'm in the chat. You've all got access to play sheets from the looks of it. Getting weird animals show up on the thing. We've got an anonymous jackal, rabbit, and dolphin. I thought I'd said something wrong on Twitter and Anonymous were hacking me or some shit.
Oh, wow.
Okay, but alas, no. All right. So yeah, we'll go through making a cabal and doing creating characters. You played before, Bethany.
Yep.
But that was
one session.
Yeah, but that was a play test, so we can't use that character again, unfortunately. But that's all right. It shouldn't take too long to whip a new one up. So there are, as with all Gauntlet games, X cards in place, and there's an info safety tab if you want to lines and veils things. All the standard stuff is there. Okay, so there are 6 playbooks, which is Exarch, Harlequin, Marauder, Nightseer, Stormstrider, and Warlock. You can only have one of each in the party. Mm-hmm. Okay, so generally, it's like 2020 modern era. For argument's sake, we'll say we're in London, unless people really don't want to be in London. Okay, so we'll go. So modern London without COVID, because it's bad enough dealing with it in real life. Hey, Austin, have you played PBTA before?
Yeah, I played some PBTA.
Okay, cool. That saves a lot of shit we don't have to explain. So we've all played PBTA. So yeah, basically you need to use playbooks at this point. If you have any questions, fire away.
So I actually did real quick the playbooks. In the quick start, there's only 3 listed. This one has 6. I figure that was because of it. Are you playtesting those in particular, and you want them focused on, or?
No, you can choose any of the 6.
Okay.
I'm really interested in the Marauder. Is there anybody else who wants that as well, or is it okay if I take that?
I'm fine with you taking it.
All right, Marauder it is.
Okay.
And the first page, characters, that's the one that we should be using to write up our characters?
Yes, yep.
Yes, okay.
Like a Cliff Notes thing for the playbooks. I thought I already had one in there, but apparently not. Okay, so playbooks. Come on. Right, so where is okay, so there's a quick look at the playbooks in that link there. Too many bloody screens. Okay, so over there.
And sorry, I'm doing that thing where I immediately start filling stuff in.
That's right. Hank.
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 1, 2. Yeah, I think Hank just about jumped fully formed into my mind. It's like, yep, okay, I know who Hank is.
I mean, with a name like Hank.
Yeah, exactly.
I immediately pictured Joe Dirt, but I figured that's not what you were going for.
I mean, it's not too far off. He's definitely an aw shucks. I didn't know I was running away with that priceless artifact, sir. I'll certainly give it back to you. No harm, no foul.
It's not quite Ernest Goes to Camp, but you can see it from there.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a through line.
Yes.
Okay. So it's Marauder, Stormseer, and... No, Marauder, Nightseer, and...
Ah, interesting. Stamp. Oh, absolutely. +1 in wilderness checks for navigation and avoiding danger. Are we likely to go in the wilderness?
Probably not in this
Okay.
one.
Yeah, I might take it anyway. Even if. This
Alright.
includes cooking outdoors with new ingredients. You have not lived until you have tried Hank's squirrel chili.
Oh, God.
Okay. Yeah, by all means, ask questions if you have any.
I'm going to honor visit to 3 people you know anywhere. Yeah, I think I know the message spell.
Yeah, Austin, if you haven't used these spreadsheets before, you've kind of got to cut and paste the stuff and put it up in the function thing. It's sometimes a bit of a finicky to get the text over there.
Yeah, I think I'm getting it, but we'll see.
We can, yeah.
What is a goanna? Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. For the second big spell that Hank has learned is the ability to turn into a goanna for 3 hours.
I'm having fond memories from childhood from Cheech and Chong movies.
Yeah.
But, yeah, whenever animals are mentioned, I tried to make it sort of from wherever in the world, rather than just the usual raven, wolf, snake, northern hemisphere focused stuff. Because there's some really screwed up, funky shit in the southern hemisphere, let me tell you.
So is there, when I do the transform, do I choose what I transform into, like transformation, or is it always the same form?
No, you can pick each time.
Okay, nice. Okay. Weapon is definitely a bow.
Yeah, you don't have to choose equipment yet. You can choose it on the fly if you want. That's up to you.
Oh, okay.
If you've got a cool image in your head, by all means, go for it. But yeah, that's equipment we can do on the fly.
Cut and paste. Playbook tab, looking at. Oh, and apparently I get teleport.
Yeah. Think of it like a Stargate. You know 3 addresses,
Nice.
and as you travel and then, do missions or whatever, then you can learn other ones
Mhm.
later. But you start with 3.
Start with 3.
One of them is probably, someplace near your actual house.
Yep.
But the other 2 could be on other worlds or in the Dreamlands or wherever. Again, you don't need to decide now.
We can establish that later. Okay.
Yeah, but usually we weave it into the story. Like you say, there's a rocky desert in Zarak, and there's an old temple there. And you say, okay, what happened last time you went there? You say you were chased away by raiders or whatever. I'll weave that into the story.
Sounds perfect.
How you doing there, Bethany?
I definitely did not have a character properly formed in my head, but I never do, so that's perfectly normal. I have never had a character just appear in my head. It always takes me 2 sessions to create a character.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah.
I don't have a spot on here for player name, do I? Oh, poo.
I mean, next to character name, we could just put player name there.
Yeah, I suppose. But there's not like an official bit. Fixable problem. Okay. Has Hank got a big belt buckle?
Oh, absolutely. He has several big belt buckles, and if you ask him, he'll tell you how he got them all. Each one has a story.
They're all his lucky belt buckle too. They're just lucky for different things.
Exactly. See, you're getting it. Exactly. This is my lucky camping buckle. This is my lucky hunting buckle. This is my lucky chili making. I've won 3 chili cook-off contests with this buckle.
Yeah.
This one with the can opener. This is my lucky beer buddy buckle. I don't ever actually use the buckle though. That's weird. Don't do that.
No.
That's people think that's weird when you do that. No, don't do that.
Well, since we're going for a lot of simple 1-syllable names here, I'm just gonna.
Hank, Lee,
Yeah.
and Jim.
Nice.
Him and Zodiac. Taurus, sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Expertise.
Talk to ghosts. All right, cool.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, I had to take Night Seer once I saw the ability Burrow. It's like, that's such a ridiculous ability. I feel like I have to base an entire character off of that.
Yes, absolutely. Enhanced
You don't
sense
even-
of touch. Nice.
But you don't even have to roll. You just do it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so
Excellent.
you get teleport as well. Okay.
Yep.
Austin, any questions about anything? Or
I guess I had a little bit of question on kind of the default assumptions of the world for the setting, actually, if you don't mind me
okay.
asking.
Yeah. So most everyday people don't know there's magic and other worlds and monsters. So it's similar to other, games in that genre of, Rivers of London and Dresden Files and Buffy and all that. The average person knows nothing about any of it. You lot all work for the Nexus group, but what the focus of the Nexus group is, we'll get to in a second. Basically, they gave you a house and training and 10K a month to just do what they tell you. But what their focus is, we'll get to in a minute, so it's not as bad as it sounds.
Okay. Yeah. I just kind of realized, like, I don't know, is there a default assumption how these kind of powers are given, or is there something where it's a little bit freeform?
It's presumed that at some point you could do magical powers and you got some training. Whether, it was a 3-month training thing with a mentor, or whether you went to a magical school or whatever, it's sort of up to you.
Okay.
But it's not, I'm the seventh son of the seventh son and then it's in my blood rubbish. Because
okay.
Yes, none of that.
Yeah,
I just 3-month training course.
I just had the idea that, all the powers kind of align for my character, that I'm like, oh, it'd be really interesting if he had been like an archaeologist or something. So he could bury through the dirt.
Yeah.
He, can talk to ghosts. He can banish weird creatures he finds in his archaeological expeditions and like something like that.
Yeah, and maybe you started having strange dreams, or you come across some books, ancient tomes that you were reading, and one day it just gelled in your head and you could do magic, and you got recruited into the Nexus group, and that's all fine. There is very much an explorer bent to in the game. A correspondence course. Yep. This one time at band camp.
Exactly.
So, knights here. So what do you get? Oh, you get a familiar. Okay. Familiar. Okay. The knights here has a familiar. The standard ones are there.
Axolotl.
Now, in the case of Axolotl, it would need a tank or something, or it might just sit on your shoulder. But when you go to the other worlds, it could have bat wings and fly around you, or it could be 10 times the size or whatever.
Kias are vicious. Are they the only carnivorous parrot? They've been known to like kill goats by like knocking them off mountains and eating them.
No, but there is Kias, so K-E-A, and they've been known to chew tires off cars because their beaks are that.
Oh, I'm thinking of a different bird, aren't I?
There's like an eagle in Mongolia that does that. The goat thing. I don't know if anyone. There's probably another bird that does it too.
There's another bird. I thought for sure there was this. Do Kias like eat? Oh, they do eat carrion. Okay, so they could theoretically eat a goat if needed.
I mean, they could do it. I don't know that they have the size and force to knock a goat off a mountain. No.
Yeah, looking at it, I'm totally thinking of something else. I don't know what it was. That is on me.
They have very sharp beaks.
Yeah.
A whole group of them dive bomb the goat at the same time.
But that's another thing. Like on Earth, it might just be a regular Kia. As soon as you go through a portal to another world, it could be 21 of them. Like
exactly,
it's the manifestation of the flock, and they would just go and mob the goat. But I like goats. I don't want you to do that. You can think about that for a bit. Anyway, okay. If you go to the Cabal tab, should be the third tab. Okay, this is like your history, how you know each other. Actually, let's do that second. First, go down a little bit to the Nexus group focus. So this is where you choose 2 of them, and that's what the company you work for is focused on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for this group, environmental kind of makes sense, particularly for Hank. Like,
Yep, absolutely thinking that.
Yeah.
Hank was recruited from like the park rangers, you know.
100%.
Is there equivalent of that in the UK?
Yeah, there's not as many parks and they're not as big, of course, but yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to say nobody's exactly sure where Hank is from. His accent is kind of muddled.
Vancouver.
Yeah. Toronto.
So, yeah.
And then, because we choose 2.
Yeah.
Kind of makes sense to, what do you think of adding your rescuers to that?
That would definitely work for me. We're telling vanishing creatures, talking to ghosts. Yeah, I mean, this seems like a good rescuer skills.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, nice. Now you can go up to the top section where it's got your Cabal. And this is your sort of history event. It's 2 events. Generally, one's recent and one's a while ago. And you just do the pull down list, and this is what your team did together.
Worked with using this against that. What are the Ninazu?
They're scorpion folk, generally unpleasant and eat people or capture them.
How do we feel about working with lycanthropes against Nizazu using, I don't know, whichever one of those sounds good?
That sounds good. I like what you got so far.
Yeah.
Let's see. Are we using?
against
Let me look
the-
at these. Lycanthropes are always cool. Using.
That's right.
Exactly.
I think it was 2019. I played 5 games one weekend. I played a lycanthrope in each of them. And it was like, yes!
Nice.
I like the idea that the Cabal dreamed something. Like, just the idea, like,
Yes.
performed and witnessed is interesting, but dreamed, like, there's a collective, like,
Yes.
something more to that.
Did we dream a theft? Maybe like we dreamed against something very important being stolen.
I kind of like the theft because all the other ones seem so much more intense. But then there's something kind of funny about, like, you know, we dreamed about someone, you know, stealing something.
Yeah.
But what was stolen? It can be a huge range of intensity.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
It could be quite a lot.
And what world do we think?
Did we dream an act of theft from the Dreamlands?
Yeah, could have done.
I mean, that would make a lot of sense.
Been...
Yeah.
Be kind of perfect.
Because, for example, if a bunch of people have dreams about, you know, their elementary school or their high school, and that's part of how they see themselves, because they had a lot of fun times and a lot of social interactive times, and if those dreams got stolen, those people would start to become depressed or angry or more negative emotions because that part of their psyche and their identity is blocked, sort of thing. So it is a big deal, people stealing dreams and that.
Other people would probably be happy because they would no longer have I have a test tomorrow and I completely forgot I was even in that class.
Yeah, there's a bit of that too, but there's different ways it could go. But yeah, dream theft is a real issue.
Yeah. I like it.
What did we use against Nanazu? deception doesn't seem right for this group. We all seem
No.
pretty direct.
Yeah.
So the favors could be you did a bunch of odd jobs for the lycanthropes, and they fought the Ninazu. Because
Yeah.
That's cool.
We I like that. We got we earned their trust, at least enough to do that.
I mean, I imagine it was less like we did some odd jobs and like, okay, we're willing to die for you now, but more like they were already thinking of going that way, and we maybe found a way to like sweeten the deal.
Yeah.
So like we played on existing stuff.
Yeah, they're like, look, we want to play Breath of the Wild. We can't get it here. Get us 100 copies.
Oh
You gotta steal them from the dream world.
We gotta steal the.
Yeah.
That I love that idea. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so you can make that Dreamlands, that's fine. All right, so that gives us an idea, sort of things you've done in the past, what sort of people you are. So you are not charge and kill everybody group,
no,
which is fine. Okay, we'll rescue people and negotiate and talk to people. Jolly good.
I realized I didn't pick. I was going to do a familiar. Let me roll my familiar real quick.
You can choose. You don't have to roll. That's
Oh, right, okay.
If you've got a really cool idea about something that isn't on the list, that's fine. That's just the default. Like if you want a bobcat, fine.
I think a kiwi would be interesting.
It can sit on your shoulder because they're tiny.
Yeah, they're pretty tiny. Yeah, I'll go with a kiwi.
Nice.
Wait, what was the list of all of the descriptions for the familiar search sanctuary teleport? I just didn't have that for some reason. I couldn't find that.
Should have been on your Knightseer thing. Oh yeah, that's just it was all blank, isn't it? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so because you can have telepathy with them, you can kind of leave it in the coffee shop, go outside, and it can tell you if anyone follows you and stuff.
Ah, yes. And no one will find the errant kiwi just lying there strange at all.
Yeah, they'll think it's a little wind-up toy or something because they're tiny. That's great. All right. So, yeah, all right. If you want to introduce your characters' names and pronouns and playbooks, and tell us what they look like. Bethany, if you want to go first.
Yeah. So Lee is the Storm Strider. Let me actually look at that because I didn't have a super good sense of what they do. Okay. Primordial the Restless Prism. That's a cool name. Anyway. Yeah.
So, you've got like Traveler and Teleport. So yeah, you're a traveler. You've been to lots of places.
Yeah, yeah. I think Lee is fairly like not talkative. I think he's very quiet. In the like, not in like a shy, unassuming way, but in a like, I don't have anything useful to say right now way. He has the virtue, understanding, and the vice of wrath. So I'm picturing someone with a very long fuse, but when the fuse reaches the end, is completely irrationally rage filled. I have a 0 charm, so kind of average. My main skill or my main attribute is wits.
No worries.
Which seems appropriate for someone who travels a lot and teleports a lot. I am good at protecting people, and I have an enhanced sense of touch. And I can also heal people. So rescue, good thing. And I can unravel magic, which is a
Neat.
very cool option. I'm gonna definitely have to try.
All right, what's the deal with Hank?
Just unmuting there. Hey, everybody. My name's Hank. I'm a Virgo. I like camping and squirrel stew. Hank is, if you know who Kronk is or Launchpad McQuack, like Hank is a himbo.
Yes.
Hank is strong of back and kind of simple of mind.
Mm-hmm.
Huge heart, talks to everybody, loves people, really good at being out in the wilderness, really good at tracking things, is usually good at getting around. You know, if he knows you, then you'll usually get a message from him once a day saying just, hey, how are you? Like, he has a spell that lets him send a message to somebody, like a 1-minute visual or audio message. And I'm sure when he was taught that, it was like, okay, this is a case of emergency in case you need to get a hold of me. And he is like, hey, look at this cool GIF I found. You know, you also can turn into reptiles because, I mean, reptiles are just so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Hank's virtue is kindness. He loves people. His vice is ignorance. He's not dumb, but like, you know, if you have to make long-term plans, Hank is not the guy to help. Hank is like, you need me to go here and do something, I'll do that. But you need me to come up with a plan, that's got to be someone else.
All right, now let's hear about Jim.
Yeah. So Jim is a night seer. His virtue is moderation. I just kind of imagine someone who's very kind of even keeled generally, not just in like, you know, how they deal with people, but also just how they deal with things around them. But the vice being wrath, that just kind of like, I guess, kind of similar to Lee, can kind of explode out occasionally. But it's, I guess, instead of like a more like compassionate, understanding sort of moderate of like, you know, evenness with people, it's more of a practical one.
Yeah.
Like that, you know, he has this kind of tendency to just, you know, go with the flow to a degree, but out of a sense of like self-preservation almost. I imagine he looks like a tired scholar, like before he was in some capacity like an archaeologist or an archaeological student. I'm trying to decide if he had these abilities before that and he was just like, well, given my abilities, an archaeologist would be the thing that'd work the best, or if it was something where like he was bestowed these powers that were best for his situation, but through like some sort of weird artifact he found.
Yeah. It could have been you went to uni, did your archaeology course, you were working in the field for a couple of years, and then this weird stuff started to happen. So you got
Yeah.
recruited into the Nexus group. So
Yeah. Or maybe it's more like because this is what he was doing, this is how it manifested or something like that. But I imagine he's just very kind of like, you know, overwhelmed by this whole process and trying to kind of blend into the background, but like occasionally if things go crazy, he just kind of like explodes out with just, this is ridiculous.
okay. All right. So
And my familiar is a little Kiwi. Important thing.
So your
What
handler.
is your Kiwi's name?
My Kiwi's name is let me think. My Kiwi's name is Cass, which is short for cassowary.
Nice.
I think it's a cassowary.
Yeah. Guess what it turns into in the other worlds?
Yeah, cassowary.
Sounds good.
I absolutely, every time we meet, like, hey Lee, hey Jim, hey Cass, here's a bag of worms for you.
Yes. Cass is down every single time.
All right. So you're meeting in an old bookshop. Your handler Chelsea is there, and yeah, basically there's been some weird stuff happening in the city that I'd like you to look at. You know what?
Right, absolutely. Let's go look.
I'm thinking London's not really appropriate. I might go Montreal.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to shove you over to Montreal. That works better.
Thank you so much for protecting us all from the terrible accent I would have had to do. So it's really just very compassionate of you.
Now we all have to do French Canadian accents.
Oh no.
Okay, so so it's a bookshop in Montreal. Chelsea, your handler's there. She's saying, all right, so there's some weird things happening. People seem afraid. That's why we don't know whether it's magic or something in the water or what, but it's like, and you would have seen about it on social media and commercial media, there's like waves of fear in certain spots where people are having accidents or running scared and they're just terrified. And, 5 minutes earlier, there was nothing.
Do they ever specify what they're afraid of, or is it just like a nebulous just need to get out of there?
Going by some of those sort of clips on the news and social media, it's just need to get away. Need to get the hell out of that area.
Panicking. Kind of like wild animals. Weird. Wonder if there's a predator in the area we don't know about. All right, we should go investigate. Let's go.
Yep, I'm down. I'm not going to be the one to make the decision.
And Hank is like, background research? Nah, let's go.
Okay, so yeah, you would have been given, they would have sent you an email with, here's some links to social media where people have taken photos or done clips, and people are, climbing out of cars and over cars to get away from the area when this happens.
I mean, that's definitely sounding like Stampede behavior to me.
Now, we need to do start of mission because I nearly always bloody forget it. So let's do it now. We'll go left to right. So, Hank, start of mission,
Yes.
tracks.
Tracks, 2d6 plus expertise, which in my case is a -1. That's a 5.
Winning. Okay.
I believe I get an XP for that.
You do.
Yay.
That's lucky. Yeah. Maybe because it's in the city and you're like, there's just shit everywhere. I can't find anything.
Yeah, I can't. There's too many people been here.
I'm a fish out of the fry pan here. What's going on?
Yeah.
Okay. Next is Lee, start of mission, traveler. So, see if you know something useful about Montreal. There's a comedy festival.
I do not, because I also have a -1. That brings it down to 6.
Oh, sweet.
I don't know a damn thing about Montreal. I've never been here before in my life. I just teleported in.
Okay.
Reminds me of when I did, was it Perilous Journey in Dungeon World? They rolled 3 failures, so that I just put them so far from the city, and they ran out of food, and there were monsters there, and then they had to roll again to get back, and they rolled and failed again. It's like, oh man, it's like, I'm sorry, I gotta throw you guys in the shit, and they're like, it's cool, bring it at us.
Yeah.
All right, but that may not happen. Let's have a go. So, Jim.
Okay.
Start of mission is foretelling. Do you have a vision before you went to the meeting with Chelsea?
Let's see. I
Jesus,
foresee
charm.
2d6 plus 1. So that would be 7. I'm the one who I got something just
mid-range
barely.
result. Okay. Choose a place that the vision is featured. Well, that's Montreal. Ah, okay. So it's a place in Montreal. So choose a feature of the city, like, art gallery, zoo, park, townhouse.
I'm gonna say
Poor section, rich section, sewers, train station.
I'm gonna say art gallery, like the main, or maybe art history museum.
Nice.
Okay. So I don't know. I'm going to guess there's British, French, and Native American stuff there. You've okay, cool bananas. All right. So you have a vision of sort of shadows breaking in there at night.
Hmm.
That was like the morning that before you met up with your handler, Chelsea.
Okay. Based on what it says, I gotta. Ooh, so do I get to choose if I over or underestimate the
No,
importance?
I choose that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna basically say that I have this feeling about the art history museum, the famous Montreal art history museum that I'm totally not googling right now.
Okay.
Is the museum somewhere near any one of? Has there been multiple fear breakouts or just one?
There've been 2 so far.
Are either of them near the museum?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's not a bad place to start.
Yeah, I mean, what else do we have at this point?
Right.
Yeah,
Besides,
well, you do have, stuff on commercial media and social media of clips of people doing it. You could sort of spend time to study them.
I know what I want to do first. Should we go to the museum first, do you think?
Let's just take a quick look at the videos. Is there a way
There's a bunch of options. You can talk to people in the area. You can look around for like physical evidence, like CSI stuff. You've all got a sense magic abilities. You can go to the area and like feel the force and stuff. You can study the video clips, or you could just go to the art gallery, or you could say, you know what, we're on the clock. Let's go to a coffee shop and take our time. It's up to you.
I'm gonna say I want to analyze the video just because talking to people, we've already heard a little bit about how people are feeling like they just felt a force, but maybe there's something like, I don't know if cameras can pick up on magic or anything like that, but
Usually
maybe
not.
but maybe we'll at least
you can still see patterns. So
yeah, I'm gonna try to do that. So would that be just 2d6 plus? Would that be expertise in this case?
Yep, I'll come back to that in a sec. All right, Lee, what's Lee doing?
I mean, I'm watching the videos, but I'm looking for like physical patterns. Like, is there a specific direction they're running from, or
So you're both checking out the video. That's fine.
yeah.
And Hank, what are you doing?
Something a little different. I want to break out a city map, and I want to look at art museum, location 1,
trying to triangulate
location 2, triangulate. Is there any known weirdness in any of those areas?
Okay.
Kind of like what I would do if I was spotting a fire.
Okay, we'll do the video things first. This looks like figure it out. So wits. So are Lee and Jim kind of helping each other, or are they looking at things separately? In other words, are both of you rolling, or is one of you rolling and then one of them doing help action?
I feel like the way we. How about this? I feel like I don't know. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I kind of feel like Lee would maybe be assisting me in this, just like pointing out different areas or patterns in the lake. Though I'm totally fine if we kind of have a different approach enough that you think that we would do 2 separate checks.
So what are you looking for again?
Kind
So
of
you
similar.
want to do separate roles, or is it sort of one
That's
role?
that's just separate roles. Like we can cover more videos if we watch different videos.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Then let's do that.
All right, so it's
I will-
plus wits to figure things out.
Splits. Okay, I got a 9 plus my character is wits is 0, so I got a 9.
All right, so you get one of those options.
Hmm.
Oh God, why does it always bugger up the formatting? Okay, under moves, under figure it out. It's got the 5 options here.
Okay, yeah. I'll say we know something about the weakness or numbers, but not both. I think that's more interesting.
Hmm. Okay, let me think about that one.
I could do something else if it's easier.
I don't want to give away too much information too quickly, so I'll
Mhm.
consider that and see what Bethany rolls first. All right, so plus wits for Lee.
Yeah, got an 11.
Oh, smashing it! All right.
Nice.
So you can establish 2 facts. For
Okay.
example, you might say, everybody there is Asian, or everybody there is got a dog or a cat, got a pet with them, or something that all the victims have in common, or it's all places that they're eating or something.
Okay, 2 facts. You said that a lot of them were getting out of cars and like running over cars. They were all getting out of cars. There were no people who like started out as pedestrians and then ran.
Interesting.
Okay.
I probably set up something really weird with that, and I have no idea where I'm going with that. But
All good.
The other fact.
Maybe, are they all 20 to 30, or are they all senior citizens? Or are they all recently arrived in the city?
Actually, I think what we see is people getting out of their cars and running. Like I said, there's nobody who was just standing there running.
Yep.
But that's just the people. We also see the birds all fly in the same direction. Like there's pigeons, and it's easy to overlook because they're just dots on the video, but they're all going the same, like at the same time.
Interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
The numbers. Okay. Well, they're both relying on GPS. Weakness numbers. So, because you haven't identified that there's like supernatural creatures or anything that are being affected. So, the weakness is they're people. If you knock them out, they're not affected by the fear anymore. Or if you just take them out of the area, they're not affected by the fear anymore.
Okay.
And as for numbers, there's lots of them. It's in the city, there's like 300 people.
Interesting.
Okay, Hank was trying to triangulate
Yes.
events, attacks, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, that still comes under figure it out. So wits.
Wits. Okay. It's going to work equally well with wits or expertise. So
Much better than the start of session rolls.
is that an 11?
Yep.
Okay. -1. That is
no.
a 10.
Yeah, it's still winning. Okay, so again, you can establish two things.
Okay.
They all have mobiles with it in their hand or near them. Is it?
I was working on.
They're all hungry, or
I was working on triangulation, so I want to say there's like magical. I don't know how much we thought we put into how magic works in this world, but there's places in the city that are like magical dead zones.
Yep.
Where for whatever like purposeful or accidental, there's places where magic doesn't work as well. Both of these events happened in one of these magical dead zones. Does that work?
No.
No. Okay. Okay. Both of these
you
events.
can have the opposite, that it happened at like a where ley lines meet. So it's like a magical nexus or nexus.
Happened in a magical. Okay, I like that. Happens in a magical nexus. And second fact, those magical nexuses happen to also be very, very close to mobile phone towers or whatever you would have in a city. I don't know if it's towers, but yeah.
Okay.
And if we can say that those towers are relatively new.
Sorry, are we saying that 5G causes?
That's exactly what we're saying.
I think my brain was going there.
It's all caused by Huawei. No, it's all good. Okay, so.
I'm just jotting down the stuff that we've discovered so far.
5G is the real magic. Okay.
Yes.
So, so, all right. Yeah, so you did some research based on the media you've consumed. You figured out a lot very quickly, actually. It's jolly good. Okay. So, where was this happening? Does one of you have a coffee shop nearby you've been? Because who's the bloody traveller? Lee, you've been here before. Is there a coffee shop or like a Subway you like to sit in nearby, or a park, or to go to the Montreal Zoo? Where is this research happening? Where are you guys hanging out?
I think it is a park, but I think it's really just a retention pond with some benches around it. Like it's for flood control, and it also has grass, so they made it a park.
Nice.
Okay.
Practical.
All right. And how close is this to where these events have been happening? Is it like down the street or like a suburb away, or?
I think if you stand on one of the benches, you can see one of the intersections.
Nice.
Where it happened.
Nice. Nearby. I like it.
I don't like a commute.
Right.
Okay. So, you don't need to stand on the bench, but you can hear it because people start screaming. Yeah, you can hear car horns go and people start screaming from, north of here.
Oh, what the hell? All right. Hey, so this is what we hear soon after we start doing our research?
Yeah. So you spend sort of 10 or 15. Well, actually, it's probably more like an hour having a good look through things, and
Right.
then people start screaming in that direction.
Pew! Taking off, heading in that
Yeah.
direction immediately.
Mhm.
Just like,
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of have a. Wait, really. Okay, yeah, and I just kind of keep up. Try to keep up. Try is the operative word here.
gotta get that cardio in, Jim.
Lee, is Lee running or just sort of jogging or?
Leah's jogging, kind of in between the other two, like pace wise. Hank is kind of almost out of sight already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. Yeah, people are jumping out of their cars. I haven't bothered to like turn them off or stop them or anything. And there's a couple of cars going towards a couple walking across the street. Hank, what are you doing?
Oh, a couple walking across. I immediately am like, ha 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 ha, out of the street! And if they're not moving fast enough, like run by and grab them and pull them off the street. Just
This sounds like avoid peril. In this case, theirs. Okay. But you said you were yelling out first, so it sounds
Yes.
like charm. I don't
I'm
know.
okay with-
Are you a big guy? Are you doing a big booming voice, or are you?
definitely a like I am in charge, and you need to listen to me because this is a dangerous situation voice.
All right, so you can go might.
Okay, all right, works for me. I do have Charmer talks to everyone +1 to people rolls. I don't know if that counts.
This is kind of intimidation, though. So, well, at least.
And this is more intimidation. That's fair. All right, that is a 9.
So you get them out of the way, but choose one of them.
I like distracted by no, blinded by the dogma of your virtue. So I because I'm in very much like forest ranger mode, so I'm just I'm thinking very much of like be kind.
So just like I'm awesome. How good am I? I'm saving these people. This is my moment.
Yeah, yeah. There is kind of like, yes, this is absolute. This I've trained for this.
Okay. Jim and Lee, you're a little bit slow to arrive to the scene. Yeah, people leaping out of cars. There's screaming. Yeah. Are you just?
Are we affected by whatever's scaring them?
We weren't in the cars, were we?
That's true. We weren't in cars.
The gym was running as fast. Oh, sorry, Joe. Oh, wait. Hank was running as fast as a.
Yeah, he's a little bit ahead.
Too many names.
So you can, you've got that tingling feeling. So you can sense there's magic. Yeah, you can try and stop some of the cars. You can get people out of the way. You could do a sense magic to see what magic's going on. You could just generally look around to try and assess the situation more.
I'm gonna head toward the direction they're running from.
Right. I don't know if there's Starbucks in Canada, but there is now. It's a Starbucks.
It's a Starbucks. Okay. Very terrifying Starbucks. Okay. Yeah. I guess now is the time I should probably do sense magic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Standing outside the Starbucks. That is somehow terrifying. I'm gonna.
Coffee, the only magic that can stand up against 5G.
The only universal magic across all worlds, coffee.
Yep.
Okay, roll plus wits.
Yeah. Okay. And that's a 6.
Sweet.
I'm rolling extremes today.
Yeah, I did.
So many bad rolls. Okay. What can I do? So, Jim, you see a couple of guys in sort of denim jackets with denim pants as well, double denim. You know they're bad guys. So, two big burly guys grab Lee.
Sorry to jump in here. Not necessarily. It is Canada.
Yeah, isn't there some kind of saying about the denim outfit?
Canadian tuxedo. Yep.
It's a Canadian tuxedo. That's what it is. Yeah.
So, yeah, these two guys in denims grab Lee and sort of take him into an alley. Jim, you see this? What are you doing?
I am gonna immediately head over and try to stop them from taking Lee. I guess I would also like try to get a read on who these guys were. Like obviously they're in very very well dressed for the moment, but would I get like a supernatural sense from them immediately?
Well, you could do sense magic as you're heading over there.
Yeah, that wouldn't interfere with trying to help, would it?
No,
Okay.
no, that's fine. It
try
means
to-
you're not sprinting. You're taking a little bit more time to assess the situation.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea, just because I want to know if these are just ruffians or if this is something more. So sense magic. Sorry, sense magic uses which
Under magic, under wits,
wits. Okay,
on the
wits.
magic tab up the top.
Okay, so let me roll 2d6. That is. Did I just get
Double 6 from the looks of it.
Yep, it did. Okay.
I believe you did.
All right. So you get 3.
Okay. Let's see then. What do I want? I guess I want to know elements, portals, and constructs.
Yep. So there's a portal about a block away.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I already know there are ley lines close by. Let's go to fairy and motivations.
None nearby.
Okay. And demons, life force, and ectoplasm.
There's plenty of life force around because there's people everywhere.
Yeah.
But no demons, no.
Okay, so we know
So
they're not
mostly good
fairies
news.
or demons. If they are something different, they'd likely be. I get the idea of like through process of elimination, maybe lycanthropes, but I'm not
Possibly,
sure.
but they could just be regular human thugs.
But yeah, then I'm gonna go in and try to, protect Lee or help Lee.
Yep. All right. So I kind of grabbed Lee into the alley, chucked him against. Well, it's more sort of shove, not chuck, against the wall. It's like, why are you doing this? Why are you causing all this?
Me? What? Why are you causing all this?
Don't play smart with us. We've We're not causing this.
Somebody is. It's not me. I'm here to
Well-
investigate it.
So they look at Jim and say, "Is this your work?"
It's not him either. He's also here to investigate it.
Do I look like I could have done this?
They're just sort of warily looking at both of you at this point. Meanwhile, Hank.
Yes.
There's people leaping out of cars. There's quite a few of the cars have kind of gone into each other at lower speed because they were slowing down as the people jumped out of them and started to run from it.
Good.
You notice all around you, it's like the menacing 5G towers are staring at you.
Okay. So let me know if I'm pushing this too far. What I want to do is I want to start directing people out of the area, right? It's like, okay, nope, go this way, head toward that. I want to see if I can turn that into a dance or kata and then do a performance sorcery. Because apparently that's what we do as marauders.
Yeah, that's kind of how you do magic, but it's not one of your sorcery moves. There's nothing. I mean, you could turn into a crocodile and scare the shit out of them, but they're already scared.
Oh, okay.
There's not like a general sort of use magic, but you could, by all means, stand up on a car and
direct people.
Direct people stand, with authority or whatever.
So the magic style performing is how I do my sorcery. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's fine. You can stand on a car and give directions to help out that way. You don't have to roll for that. Most of them are scared and happy to take. So you're helping.
Absolutely. I try best to direct them like away from the towers toward the bench where we were, if I can, that way toward the bench next to the pond. That's the gathering area. Everybody head there.
Okay. I'm not going to make you roll because if you fail, they'll hurt each other and stuff. It's not nice. All right. Back to the alley. And they're kind of warily looking at you, these two burly guys, and it's like, you're not from around here. You can tell by their accent, they're not from around here either.
So you guys lycanthropes? What's going on here?
That's a question. One of them smirks, and the other one just sort of stares at you. You got a problem with lycanthropes?
I mean, we have done a lot for the lycanthrope community. I'll have you know. So I don't appreciate this implication, but that aside,
what have you done for the lycanthrope community, as you call it?
Well, I'll have you know that we've done some odd jobs for them occasionally, and maybe,
Oh, so you tell them sort of what you got up to before. Are you embellishing, or are you just?
I'm gonna be straight. Again, moderation.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So they're like, all right. We heard about your group. You folks seem fairly solid. All right. And they're like, sorry about that.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
This keeps happening. We've just been in town doing our thing, and what the hell's going on,
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
Lee, are you going to do anything or say anything? Or?
I mean, if they grabbed us, they clearly have an interest in finding out who's doing this. So, yeah, we've checked
other
into
options
the Starbucks.
is you could do sense magic to see what's happening with the magical effect, or you could just go I don't care where it's from. I'm going to do Unravel Magic to try and lessen it.
Actually, I'm going to be smart about it, and I'm going to sense magic first.
Okay. So roll plus wits. And
Oh wait, only one of those rolled, and it was a 1. Okay.
6
Plus wits, 8.
Ah, cool bananas. All right. So, yep, you get to pick one.
Magic.
If you're trying to figure out about the fear effect, then you'd probably want the fourth one of spells, rituals, magic items in effect.
Yeah, that's
Okay. So, yeah, they would. Yes, a spell is definitely an effect. It's not like a chemical thing or food or anything. It is an actual magical effect. It's coming. Whatever is doing it is centering it on the Starbucks. Doesn't mean there's someone there creating it. It's just that's the point of where it starts.
okay. Yeah.
Radiates out from, and it appears to be going through the astral plane to people's car stereos, and it seems to be amplified and spread further by the 5G mobile phone towers. Because they're evil. No. Alrighty. Yes.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, in that case, I will try to unravel magic.
Okay. I mean, you could just wait and see if it wears off or whatever. That's up to you. You don't have to. But if you want to stop it right now, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it's still causing chaos and people are
people are still running away.
Yeah.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, I think I mean, I kind of like 5G powered magic.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and unravel magic. How do I do that? Is it just
Yeah, it's sorcery and what do you? Stormstrider. So it's performing. So it's either charm or reflexes.
okay?
So what does it look like when you do magic? Is it like martial arts? Are you dancing? Are you singing? What do people see?
I'm whistling.
Oh, okay.
I am whistling a tune. I'm just walking around, like looking. It's probably really weird in these circumstances when other people are running away screaming. But
As long as you
normally
can
it
hear
looks
it,
pretty
that's- yeah.
inconspicuous. I'm sort of an older kind of haggard looking guy, and I walking around whistling. I just look kind of like, well, okay, there's that old guy whistling, you know. Normally, like I said, it's a little weird when people around me are running away screaming.
Is it pleasant to listen to, or is it more complicated what you do with your tongue and your lips and stuff? Is it a
There are sounds involved that like aren't actually audible. So I think
that sounds like
if you're at a
reflexes? Jen.
distance, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's not meant to impress anyone. Reflexes, I think that is a bad number, but I see here.
1.
Oh, 1. Hey, okay, 8.
Okay. So yep, so underperforming, you got 7 to 9. Oh. Dear. Just want to choose one of the 7 to 9 options under magic for performing.
7 to 9. 2 harm, backlash, attract bandicoots. Oh, I attract 2d6 bats.
Yeah.
They hear this sound.
Okay. I'll just grab those two. And it's 2d6 times 6, so 8 times 6 is 48 from memory. So 48 bats just start swirling around.
Great.
Really
Awesome.
good at calling people.
Okay, but your magic did work. The fear starts to thing. Hank standing on a car yelling, and he realized, oh, people are
There's all these
calming
bats
down.
flying around.
Yeah, and then I see the bats, and I'm like, have I seen this happen to Lee before?
Possibly.
Maybe not specifically to me. Like you've probably seen like magic attracting swarms of animals before.
I mean, this probably happened to me before because I think we have the same kind of magic.
Maybe,
so
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I definitely am like, yep, that's where somebody is. So I definitely head in that direction.
Okay, so head over that way. All right, so you can meet up with them. That's probably a good spot to have a halftime bio break.
Sure.
5 minutes, 10 minutes. What?
Should we say 10?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm everything.
All right, cool. All right, so meet you all back in 10 minutes.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right, cool. Good. All settled. So what do we find out?
It's not done by lycanthropes.
Right. It was centered
Alright,
on the
good.
Starbucks here. I just unraveled it. It'll be good for it. Well, they can't. This Starbucks will not be doing this for the next 3 days. Who knows? You know, they could. Whoever's doing it could target another building. I'm sure.
Right. Do you think they bats?
Just hold still. Like you're just stirring them up more. They'll go away eventually.
Do you think they're targeting Starbucks on purpose?
Could be, but it might just be a convenient location.
No. They are usually in a pretty convenient location.
I mean, is this Tim Hortons declaring war on Starbucks?
No, but let me write that down for another go.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
And I explained about the 5G and the radio.
Yeah, that
radio
amplified
thing.
the thing. Helped spread it to further more cars and stuff. But the initial magic was did have a trail sort of going to the east.
Cool. Okay.
So sort of, it came from the east, hit the Starbucks, and then spread, and then the 5G towers spread it further.
Well, you know, Starbucks has that free Wi-Fi, so.
Yeah.
Real quick. Is the art museum to the east?
Yes.
As
is the portal you detected earlier.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay. I guess
Well, there's a portal.
we know what direction to go in.
So yeah, let's start heading east, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of low key keep my eyes out for the art museum because I do not know if I overestimated it in both in character and out of character. I'm a little bit doubting myself right now.
A few people kind of run up to Hank and like, thank you for helping us. We're not sure what happened. You know,
It's
you
totally
land on
okay.
them.
you mind if we get a selfie?
Oh,
mind if we
sure,
get a selfie?
absolutely. Hey, come on.
So yeah, there's a few people get selfie with you and stuff, and
Everybody say forestry.
dear. Okay, so you head over to these. Are you going like in the art gallery, or just kind of hanging around the area, or?
I think I'm gonna actually. I think I'm gonna go in the art gallery. Yeah. Just because, and I'm gonna go around, not necessarily assuming anything, but maybe just like feeling out, sensing magic. See if there's maybe a particular art piece or anything like that that feels off.
Okay.
It's always such a peaceful place, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe looking to recognize, the exact location that portal that I felt earlier was.
Okay. Yep. That would be sense magic. I'll give you a situational +1 because you're taking your time and you're
Okay. So
letting the
sense
art
magic.
inspire your third eye, etc.
I rolled 4 + 2 + 1 for the situation, and
Wits.
for magic, it's wits, which is 0, so 7.
Can I aid
Alright.
with that?
How are you aiding with that?
I think I'm finding the art that is definitely not magical. I'm definitely walking around going, oh yeah, no, not that one. Oh yeah, not that one.
So process of elimination. Okay.
Right, exactly.
All right. So yeah,
Third
you can
floor,
situation.
completely not magical at all.
Yeah, no, nothing.
Yeah.
This is
It's still 7 to 9. So yeah, pick one. Well, yeah, you're just trying to sort of zero in on what you know is already there. So yes, there is a portal in. There seems to be some side rooms that are locked. It's a staff only area.
Okay. I guess I'll look to Hank, ask if he has any opinions after I kind of point it out.
that it's sort of back in the back area.
Yeah, just like, I guess let me put it like this. There's a natural impulse when I'm like, we need to do something slightly illegal. I'm going to point Hank in that direction.
Yep.
What's Lee doing while the other two are sort of going around doing that?
There's a portal and there's a oh, you know what? I didn't go in because I'm still surrounded by bats.
Oh yeah, it's like a 5-minute walk down the street, so they could have dispersed and they
Okay.
twirled around the 5G towers for a while, and
And then
I think the art museum would have a problem with that one.
they just stroll through the doors. There's 48 bats swirling around you.
Some conspiracy board's going to have a field day with this.
I think I'm gonna walk around the outside still though, and I don't know, look for anything out of place or any people like us lurking around, looking like they don't belong here.
What are you saying? I totally belong in an art museum. I'm a tired scholar.
Okay, you belong in an art museum. I am surrounded by bats, and Hank is Hank. So
I think, yeah.
You could be in a contemporary art museum, not necessarily a historical one, but
Okay,
fair.
so you have a look around the outside. Yeah, I guess let's figure it out. So roll plus wits.
okay. plus 8.
8. Okay.
That is. Okay. Oh, what the hell? My involvement unintentionally entangles someone else.
Yep.
Right. Hmm. Do you have a sibling or a cousin or something that would live in town?
You know what? I know someone who works here.
Okay.
Either like an art historian or maybe just I don't know. It could be the janitor.
You go museum curator.
Yeah. Yeah. And like there maybe I don't know how I know them.
Maybe you went to high school with them, or
Yeah, there we go. Like, you know, we have somehow stayed in touch, even though like we maybe aren't like close friends, but we knew each other as kids.
no. I'm gonna say this lady's name is Renee.
Okay.
Yeah. So you bump into her outside. She's having trouble turning off her car alarm. Every time she locks it, the alarm goes off, and it's been funny for about 10 minutes now.
Right, yeah.
It's shitting her to
Um,
tears, basically. All
yeah.
right.
That's
So, hi
very
Lee,
annoying.
any good with cars? And she's frustrated with her remote.
Am I good with cars? I mean, I can probably just disconnect the alarm, but then it won't go off next time you want it to.
That'll do for now. Just
Okay, cool. Yeah, I will try to help her disconnect the alarm.
All right, I'm not going to make you roll. That's fine. You can
Okay.
do that and
Okay, cool.
Escort her inside. Meanwhile, so is one of you going diversion while the other one tries to pick the lock or something? Or
So Hank is going to do what Hank does, which is find somebody who works in the museum who looks bored and go talk to them.
okay. Yeah, one of the I don't know what you would call them. People that walk around talking about the art pieces and stuff. One of the staff.
Oh, perfect. Yes, absolutely.
There's sort of an open foyer area. They're having a cigarette. And they just look at you.
And so it's like, I don't know, what's a good charismatic opener? Hey, so what's your favorite piece?
We'll call her Celeste. Celeste just looks at you like, I've seen them all. They kind of blur after a while.
Oh, well, that sucks. I mean, I kind of got the same thing, but that's because, I can't stand to look at something that doesn't move for, more than a minute. That's just my, ADD brain going on there.
Smiles and nods and keep smoking.
Yeah. So, and yeah, I'm going to try and remind her, like what she likes about art and why she wanted to come work at this museum again, and try and get her like interested and passionate again.
Oh, that sounds like persuasion.
Yeah, I like that.
Charm or wits?
I'm gonna go with charm.
Yeah, because it's you can't outwit people, but you're charming in a general good-natured way. Yep,
exactly. Are we okay saying +1 because it's a people roll?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, that's an 11.
Yeah, smashed it. What do you want?
Nice.
Basically.
So, Ultimately, what I want is for her to be like, hey, let me show you some of the really cool stuff and take me into the back area, because museums always have like a whole bunch of their collection away from people can't see it. So I kind of want her to take me into the back area. She'll be like, here's the really cool shit.
Yeah. All right. So she'll show you some really cool stuff.
And then hopefully while doing that can sense where this portal is that Jim told me about.
Yeah. So she'll unlock the door, and like Jim can just casually sort of quietly follow and pretend he's not involved or whatever. Yep.
Yep.
So yeah, well, basically the corridor to the back area is unlocked, and Celeste and Hank sort of go down there. Jim can easily get into any of the other rooms because it's only the lock on the corridor. And Jim, you know, the portal's in the one on the right. Hank and Celeste are going in the one on the left.
Let's see. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go towards the portal, but I'm gonna push Cass to go towards Hank, so that if I need trouble, Cass can alert Hank.
Okay. All right. So the room where the portal is, it's like a massive landscape picture of like a stony desert, and that's a portal. You can just step into it.
Okay. So to like a mundane person, would it just look like a normal painting that they could? It's just like my magical ability allows me to move through, or could anyone move through that?
No, anyone could move through it at this point.
Oh wow. Okay.
I think I've got. Yeah. So I can. If that works, that's what it looks like.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Would I recognize this portal as something connecting to another world or another part of...
Yes, it's to the world of Zalrak, which you've been to a couple of times.
Yeah. Okay.
So basically, it looks like the magic is coming through the portal, so whoever's sending it is on the other side.
And would there be any way I could... say, try to close the portal, or
that you can do? Let's have a look.
I mean, my magical ability is potion brewing, which I don't know.
No, I mean the portal's in a painting frame, so you could take the painting frame somewhere else. You can physically destroy the painting frame, or you could get Lee to do unravel magic on the portal, but again, that's only going to shut it down for 3 days. You could also go through and try and find whoever's sending the magic, or just take it out in the wilderness somewhere so it's not going to affect people in the city. What do you think about that, Hank? Yeah, she thinks you're pretty neat, pretty neat for bit of a country bumpkin in the city and stuff. But, yeah, she's thought you wanted to go in the back room because you wanted to go in the back room, sort of thing.
Ah, okay. Well, Hank's definitely like, well, like, listen, you're attractive, and I definitely like to get to know you if you're interested, but that's, I don't want to push anything.
Time and get to know her, yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to push. I'm definitely like, Hank drinks the respect people juice. He's like, no, I'm not. Not a sleazy guy.
All right, so she'll get your number and say, we can go for drinks tonight or tomorrow night or whatever.
I'd like that. Get some coffee.
Yeah. She seemed a little disappointed, but since you're still talking to her and still interested, she'll go with that. Inside the new, sort of the main area, Renee's chatting with Lee and just, come by anytime. I'm usually here. Thanks for help with the car. She gives you a voucher for their cafe, which is stupidly overpriced food.
Yep.
You can't see the others from here, but you you've got a bad feeling that they're somewhere.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go looking for them.
It's so inconvenient because I'm the one with the magic power to know the direction of all those in your cabal. The one person that, it'd be kind of helpful if everyone else had it.
And I'm the one that can send a message to everybody.
How about this?
I mean,
If
you've got mobile phones. You can just say,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
come to this section.
I'll just text them, say, hey, where are you guys?
Yep. Is it okay? I guess I would text them and just tell them where I was roughly. And because I know the direction they are, if they're just like where, and I'm like, okay, get 1 sec, Cass is coming over, and a little Kiwi will come over, poke their shins, and then lead them into where they need to go.
I like reached down and put my finger down so I could perch on my hand, like put them on my shoulder. Okay.
Yep.
I see where you came from.
Nice.
Okay. So yeah, you take them into the room with the painting / portal, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you're all there with the painting. What are you doing?
So,
Okay.
Thoughts, opinions.
Well,
I mean, not of it as a piece of art, as like a situation we need to resolve.
oh, right.
Yeah.
Because I had no idea about it as a painting. It was just. Well, I mean, I think somebody in there is messing with our world, and we got to go in there and stop them from messing with our world.
Yeah.
You know what? I respect it.
So can we just step through it, or do we have to open it somehow?
You need some sort of fluid. In this case, it would be blood, ectoplasm, or seawater.
I think the
I mean,
only
just
one that
like-
we have handy is
Like
blood.
you can just prick your finger. Like you don't need a pint. You just need to prick your finger, and that's
Oh,
the first
yeah,
point
okay.
of contact to go through.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I like you know what I'll do is I'll just bite my hand, like a little bit of the skin on my hand, just enough to bleed, and yep, this is how you do it.
Oh, I could do it.
And you
could
don't
never
need to.
do that.
It just needs one. Just needs.
Oh,
one
just
drop
needs.
of
Oh,
blood.
okay.
But for
Just
future
to
reference.
activate it, yeah.
For future reference, bite. Okay, I've never knew it. Okay, it doesn't matter. Anyway,
Okay, you go through. You go into the area of the picture I showed you. It looks like that. It's rocky, badlands, arid desert sort of thing. Okay. So you're in Zarak. Yeah, you would have all been here before and or dreamed about it. It is an Earth-like world. There's gravity, sky, sea, land, all of that sort of stuff. You can see a city in the distance, like 20 kilometers away or 15 miles away. Yeah, what are you doing?
should have brought canteen. All right, everybody okay for a hike?
Mm-hmm. About how hot is it out?
I'm gonna say 30.
Okay.
I think that's 80 Fahrenheit. For people
Yeah.
that require that. Yeah, so it's warm. But, well, to me, it's warm. It's not hot, but I'm Australian. I have a different scale.
That's the same scale as North Carolina. I don't know what it's just probably more humid here. But yeah, 80 is nice.
Yeah, it's dry heat. It's not humid. In this case, okay. Yeah, there's a warm wind.
Yeah, it's
Unless,
a nice day for a hike.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm down.
All right.
Oh, so you're hiking away. Okay. Yeah, it's only 20k, so you're hiking for a couple of hours. We don't need to roll for that. I could use one of the many 6 minus rolls that happen at the start. Yes. Who's got reasonable wits? That would be Lee from the looks of it. Lee, you realize you're being followed.
Oh, good. Excellent. Yeah, let me look at my skills here, see if I have anything cool to use.
Hey, what does the Kiwi look like? Is it in the other world?
Oh, it's a cassowary. I didn't. I'm
big difference.
Again, moderation. I'm not going to exaggerate. When I said, "Oh yeah, he's short for cassowary."
Yep.
I give Cass a scratch around their wings. Oh, good bird. Good bird.
I just look and say, you will never be able to do that again in your life. Just never do that with another one. Just not a good idea.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, it's
yeah.
Cass. I know Cass. I'm not going to do that with an actual cassowary. No.
They kill more people than crocodiles. I'm not even exaggerating. Okay. So, all right, you make your way to there. Are you going to talk about anything while you're on your way to the city?
I'm going to mention that we're being followed.
Huh. Oh, fuck it. I've got -1 wits. As soon as Lee says we're being followed, I look around. 100% look around. Who's following us?
I mean, you can't see anybody, but you just... It's too quiet. You just got that feeling.
Yeah. I just sort of shrug my shoulders and like, oh, okay, well, I don't see them, but I trust you they're there.
Yeah. If we come to a good point where we can, I don't know, disappear and ambush them,
I can burrow.
Good idea.
You can burrow. There we go. Forgot about the burrowing.
So how about like we go, we go past an outcropping, and then there are 3 people going in, and then 2 people walk past it, and I suddenly just like jump down into the ground and start burrowing in.
Okay.
We're kind of the bait. I like that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I'll always know where you guys are relative, so I'll just kind of keep an eye.
You could just follow us underground.
Yeah.
Like the gophers in Caddyshack.
Exactly.
Okay. So yeah, it's a couple of minutes, and then you sense some creatures following the same direction.
Mm-hmm. I guess I will pop out in such a way that I can see them, but they can't see me.
Okay.
If that's possible.
Yeah.
Get a read on what we're dealing with.
All right. It's the 2 thugs from the alley.
Okay. Did we ever clarify if Cass in the familiars can talk or not?
No, they can have telepathy in your head,
Okay.
but they can't like talk and
talk to that. Okay.
Do a TED talk or anything. Are you going to say anything, or are you just quietly watching them follow your comrades?
Yeah, as entertaining as it be, I think I'd probably go back down in when the opportunity arises, pop back up with everybody and tell them what happened, what's going on.
I mean, you can't burrow that quickly. You're not like...
Oh, that's true. Yeah, okay. Like, I guess my idea, not necessarily like immediately just pop out, but like wait for an opportune time and then pop back up.
Yeah, so you can make your way, go around and quickly catch up with them. It might take sort of half an hour. Okay. Do you get back to the others?
Yep. I say, it's them werewolves again.
They followed us here? It doesn't seem very friendly.
No, not particularly.
Might have to give them a talking to.
I'm wondering how they're dealing with this heat with all that denim.
I mean, probably not very well. Denim
Yeah.
doesn't breathe.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Okay. What do we think? We just, pop up and say hey, or how are we doing this?
Well, I mean, I think we should pop up and say hey, but
Okay.
I mean, I can
let's
turn
start
into
with
a rattlesnake if they get mean and ornery. So yeah, I mean, I'll be fine. I don't know about you two.
I can. I can protect Jim because that's something I'm good at. Is protecting people.
I get it. We got a plan.
Okay, so you're just going to step out when they're close.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you step out and they,
Isn't it
Hey,
a coincidence we're all going to the same place?
one of them smirks and the other one says, yeah.
I'd watch out for the cassowary. They specifically hate wolves.
One of them sort of clenches their fists, and one of the other ones says, if I see any wolves, I'll make sure to let them know.
Can I get a read on that reaction? Like, is it like just, I'm trying to confirm based on an aggregate of our interactions. If I'm like, yeah, these guys are lycanthropes.
Well, at no point did they deny it or question what they are, so they're obviously aware of them.
Yeah.
At no point did they actually say that they're wolves or anything. That was your guys' presumption.
Oh, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Can I try to make a read to see if my assumption was correct based on, just body language and stuff?
Well, you pissed them off.
Yeah. True.
All right. They say, we're looking for recruits to fight demons. And we figured we'll see if you guys are interested. And if not, whoever's doing this will encourage them to stop and see if they want to join us.
You guys will just take anybody, won't you?
No, not anybody. But
Hey, wait a minute. I look over at Lee. Hey, wait a minute.
I wasn't necessarily referring to us, and I point in the general direction we're heading.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, since we're all going to the same place, should we all travel together?
might as well. But yeah, they just walk. They're not really talking a lot.
I look over at Jim and Lee like, did I come up with a good idea? Was that...
Yeah, it seems like, yeah, cool.
Okay,
Cool.
okay, good.
Safety number.
I think I start whistling.
It's always one.
Yep, that one is Hank.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are you guys happy to walk in silence, or are you trying to get them to talk, or are you using sense magic around them? What are you doing?
I'm using sense magic, I think.
Okay.
I'm going to try to talk to them at this point, just kind of disperse any sort of tension that's still in the air. Like, we're both kind of not sure what the other group wants, or and we're not on the same page. But I also am getting the impression our interests don't necessarily antagonize each other. So it might be worth getting an understanding of what's going on from their perspective.
Okay. All right. Roll wits because you're trying to logic it out.
Okay.
And yeah, roll for sense magic for Lee.
So I'll roll wits. I got I got a 3.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got a 7. Okay. That 2 in wits is really helping me.
All right, so 7, pick 1 for sense magic.
And I think I'm just trying to persuade them to be more friendly.
If you go the lycanthropes one, you can confirm if they are in fact lycanthropes or not.
I mean, I don't actually care whether they're lycanthropes. I care more about like their intentions. I think,
or you get
than
motivations
what they
for
are.
the.
Fairy and motivations that are just like motivations in general, not necessarily fairy related.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
cool.
correct.
Yeah, I'll take that one.
Use
the cat.
They're angry, not necessarily you, but they're gearing up to do some harm.
Okay, good to know.
And they're pissed off with Jim. So there's someone blocking the conversation. They're like, "We're not wolves. We're not fucking wolves, right?" You can't presume we're all fucking werewolves. What the fuck is that shit? And they're kind of stuck on that bit of conversation before they'll move on to let's be amicable.
You know what? I apologize. That was an overstepping of some boundaries and, a display of my own ignorance, and I apologize for that.
And there's sort of a few moments of silence. And one of them sort of gives you a long, hard look while you're walking. And you can see that eyes are rather more cat-like than canine. All right, so you keep walking. You get to the city. It's been a fair bit of trekking. You're probably dusty and hot, but you got there safely. Nobody's killed anybody.
Yeah, that is.
What do they take for money in this place? I think I should buy everybody a drink.
Yeah. You've been to these places before, so you would have some spare cash for whatever the local currency is.
All right, think it's enough to buy everybody a drink.
Yeah, there's a pub. This one's fairly modern. Like they have cars and internet and electricity and all of that. Except the cars are all 3 wheels, not 4. But there's still cars and bitumen roads and telegraph poles and all of that. So you can go to a pub. They have local variant of Budweiser here.
Nice. Get everybody a drink. I also check like my local version of the Instagram to see what's going on.
The EU of all worlds. Okay.
Yep.
So they don't have 5G towers here, so you're safe. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
They don't have Starbucks here, but I wonder if they have an equivalent.
What do you call it? Tim Hortons? Tim Hortons everywhere. That's it.
Tim Hortons is everywhere.
It's a total monopoly.
We know which one won this world. So
yeah, it's just Pepsi and Tim Hortons. That's it. Nothing else to drink. Jim, the one that sort of showed you his odds and stuff, he kind of gives you the lowdown, the 101 and the 201 on lycanthropes, and explains the different types in that. He's slightly annoyed, but he's telling you useful information. So you get a big info dump about lycanthropes.
Okay, yeah, thank you. And I'm gonna be, very like passive and just sit and listen.
All right.
I realize I pushed one bit too far.
Yeah, he does seem to respect what you guys did for the other group. He has heard of that, and they're always happy when people treat them as respect, because not everyone does that. So yeah, that's that conversation. And you have a drink at the pub. It's like 7 at night now. Normal day cycle as well. So, all right, what are you all going to do from here?
All right. Well, I think the first thing we should do is see if there's any equivalent things happening here that might help us track it down. See if there's anybody here getting afraid.
Yep. You check on the Instagram variation.
Check on the Instagram.
Yes, about 8 hours ago, there was an instance on the other side of town where it happened,
Huh.
and that tracks time-wise with what happened on Earth in Montreal.
Okay.
Well, that's interesting. So it's happening here at the same time.
Mm.
That is interesting. Seems like it's the same event rather than
Yeah, same thing.
they're
Fear,
using
people
it on
running.
2 different places at different times. Okay.
Yeah, people getting out of their cars, people running away from one central point, running in all directions. People talking about it around the pub.
Is there a Tim Hortons there?
Of course.
There's
Or an art museum?
no, it would be a park. It would be like a botanical garden where there's cultivated, no, curated, I should say, curated plants in patterns and stuff like that. Probably lots of succulents because it's a fairly dry climate, but
Many varieties
it's a
of
cactus
cacti.
botanical garden.
yep. Agave and aloe vera and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So yep, there's that. That's in the park on the other side of town. So yeah, and there's people around the pub talking about it. Of course, they're in a pub, so they're exaggerating about how much they helped everybody else. But yeah, you can see the source of it is same sort of events. Yeah, I mean, what are you doing? You can go to the other side of the town. You can go, let's get a room for the night. Let's I don't know.
I want to go to the other side of town and like check it out while it's recent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got
let's keep
nothing better to do.
investigating.
Are you going to walk? Or are you going to get a taxi?
Do we have enough for cab?
Yeah, you'd have enough for a cab.
Yeah.
It's a big
That's faster.
3-wheeler, which would normally seat 5 people. So the driver's in the front, and you'll be in the back seat.
Okay.
The back seat, not the middle seat. I
I totally get jammed up between the 2 werewolves. Or 2 lycanthropes, sorry.
Yes.
I thought I had a. Where is it? What was I looking for? Is that right? See if this is the. Oh crap! That's the sec.
Yeah, no problem.
That is a nice location.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so that's the city. If the picture came through properly, I think.
Yeah, it did.
All right. So yeah, you're taking the cab through the city, get there. Yeah, the taxi driver will say, 3 of his customers today had to run away. It was really weird. They felt sort of tired and sick afterwards, which makes sense because when you have fear kick in, you get an adrenaline rush and it's sort of tiring. Yeah, and he'll take you over to that side of town, no problems.
Do you remember what you felt like when they had to run out of your cab? Did you feel tired and sick afterwards, or was it just?
Well, I wasn't near it at the time. I just talked to people that were in the area.
Ah, gotcha.
But yeah, some of the other cabbies have mentioned it, and it's they had an early. They only did a half day. They wanted to go home afterwards. They're tired. They just didn't want to.
Yeah.
It's a bit much for the day.
Yeah, I imagine.
But more work for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay. Yeah. So he'll drop you on the sort of town where the park is. There's no, hang on there. Yeah, there's electricity here. So yeah, it's a botanical garden. As I said, mostly succulents. Yeah, nice enough park. It's probably kilometre squared.
Okay.
Lots of sort of white quartz gravel pathways to walk on. All right. What do you do when you get there?
I mean, I'm gonna probably sense magic, look for other portals and the like. See if there's any sort of weird connection that might be going on that might explain this.
Okay. And while he's doing that, what are Lee and Hank doing?
Oh, got pretty good. 8.
I think I'm doing pretty much the same thing as I was outside of the art museum, just looking for people, see if anyone's acting oddly or I don't know. I'm just observing, more like just unfocused, looking around than anything.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just trying to think what I could do. Like, there's no point in me doing a sense magic if those who are doing it. Like, they're the experts in that.
Talk to people.
Yeah, I want to.
You could transform and sort of see if you can pick up something in your animal senses that the human wouldn't or whatever.
That is a good idea. You know what? I will do that. Let's see. And I think actually rattlesnake would be perfect.
All right. I'm not going to get you to roll that. You can just turn into it because you can take your time and you're not being attacked or anything. So that's fine. You turn to a rattlesnake and have it slither around. It's going to take a bit of time for you to. Okay. How did your
I can't smell anything.
go? All right, Jim, how did your sense magic roll go?
I got an 8, so pretty good.
All right, so 1. And are you going for portals or?
Yeah, I think I'm actually going for portals.
Okay, let me find a picture. Where is it? Bugger. Good at that one. Okay, you see above an area of the garden, there's like a red swirling semi-transparent sphere, probably about 20 foot across. Brains failed 3 meters across. And then inside that is a blue sphere, again semi-transparent, and there's sigils floating around in it. So, and most regular folks, mundanes, whatever you want to call them, can't see that.
Okay. Would the sigils be like immediately recognizable? Not necessarily what they're saying, but like that looks like the script of this people or this group.
No, it's recognizable. Too many bloody tabs open. All right, so that one. Number 4 is I'm going to make it. It's the Sigil of Taurus,
Okay.
one of the zodiac sigils. So there's heaps of them floating around inside the blue sphere, which is inside the red sphere, which is 20 foot across, slightly above the plant. Hank, aka the rattlesnake. Yeah, you can smell people all over the place have been here in the last day. There's like a variety of cloths, like hessian and hemp and stuff, like more simple cloths. They're not like nylon and polyester and crap. It's like more primitive, basic stuff. You can smell.
Okay. And is that unusual for this world? Because we know they're technological.
Yeah, they're generally they're nearly up to sort of Earth level anyway. So yeah, because this is a city. It's
right. So that sort of simple unwoven cloth would be unusual.
Yeah, it's not unheard of, but it is unusual. Same as it would be in New York now, sort of thing.
Right.
It's.
I'm definitely going to see if I can track that. Is there an area where they were hanging around a lot in the park? Are there some of them that are still in the park?
Yes, there is, and it's the same spot where the 3 areas where Jim is.
Okay. I slither up near Jim and then turn back into human form.
Jesus Christ.
Cass is looking pretty tasty while you're in rattlesnake form. It's,
yeah,
it's
just
like,
kind of. Nope, not yet. No. I mean, no. I mean, no.
That'd be pretty hard.
Yeah. It would. That's not a fight that I'm sure I could win.
Smells like a kiwi, but it looks like a cassowary.
Yeah. It's a kiwi, but it's a meal for like weeks.
Yeah. And Lee would notice there's a couple of people sort of writing books on benches. Despite it being nighttime, they're sitting near a lamp and they're writing, but they are sort of glancing in this area.
So I don't know if it's relevant, but there's definitely some folks in the area who have sort of simpler, unprocessed cloth type clothing, like no mixed fibers.
I glance over at the people writing in books to see what they're wearing.
Yeah. Without the beards and stuff, they kind of look Amish. Their clothes look homemade or not from a factory or whatever. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. They just, they have a certain lifestyle and that's what they look like.
Right, yeah. Okay.
Homespun is the word I was trying to come up with.
Yeah.
I mean, generally, I think a move towards community-made goods in any fashion is good. So I don't know why you're making judgments on the hang.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. But just stuck out as something that was noticeable.
Yeah, most people you've seen have, nylons and polyesters and stuff here. It's a fairly modern city.
Okay. And so do we all, is it one of those things where like Jim points it out and we can all see the spheres now?
No. You'd have to do your sense magic thing, which you can all do and take your time or whatever.
Yeah. I tell them what I see at the very least.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in particular, like Lee, wouldn't that be particularly relevant for you? I don't know. You're a Taurus, right?
Yeah, I am. I have no idea what that means out of character, but in character, I'm sure I do.
It means it's easier for you to control it.
Oh, cool. Good to know. Yeah. All right. I sort of like some of those people are still here. They're the ones writing in books over there. I'm sure Hank immediately swivels around to stare at them, right?
Hank's like, yep, those ones. Okay, cool.
All right, so the people in the homespun clothes kind of wander over, and they're kind of in tunics and pants and sandals, and they've got their books with them, and it's like,
time to talk.
Can we help you with something? And they look at each of you.
We're just tourists.
Yeah, it's a great park.
I didn't walk up to them.
They approach you lot. So if you
okay, sorry. I missed
they're
it.
are you
coming
kind of
to
staying in
us.
the back out of sight? Are you or?
I just say, oh, nothing, just admiring the scenery.
I saw a rattlesnake earlier, though. I was a little bit concerned about that.
Also, question: Cass existing, is that something they could see and is disconcerting for them, or if it's
But yeah, they're a little bit wary. They're like, that's a strange bird. I haven't seen one like that for a while.
Don't worry, as long as you don't make any threatening moves.
Mhm.
He's fine.
Or get between it and anything that's making threatening moves.
Right. Or
Noted.
between it and Jim. That's Jim. Between it and him. Bad idea.
Definitely don't want to do that. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, basically just don't look at it, talk to it, or react to it in any way. Completely ignore its existence, but also don't get in its
Fair
way.
enough.
And you got it.
Yeah, then it's fine.
All right, so they just sort of nod and look at you. They don't appear to be moving.
So, what are you folks doing here? Are you locals? Do you live in town?
We live outside of town. We prefer a more simple existence, but we like coming to this park once a week and meeting friends and just communing with nature.
Oh, I totally get what you mean. Absolutely, yeah. Living off the grid, sort of away from the hustle, the pressure. Yeah. No, totally. I mean, like, hello, this is absolutely Hank.
Yeah, but these are like fully off the grid. They don't use electricity.
Nice. So, like, okay. Are you guys into like sustainable farming? Do you do sort
Yeah,
of
they
more
say
like
they use permaculture. They do use
Oh, yeah.
gas, but they don't use electricity. They don't use the internet. They make their own
Oh.
clothes and
I just kind of
Yeah,
look at Jim like, do what you want. He's got it.
yeah, it's like they stumbled out of the village.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could tell that's some nice homespun cloth you've got there. Do you tend to go for local fibers, or like it just
Yeah. They will happily chat about all that stuff. They're not fake. They are genuine about that. That is their way of life,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Absolutely. And Hank is like, anything that involves being sustainable and living off the grid is like, yeah, tell me more. Tell me more.
Jim,
Hank's
what
not
are you
even
doing
trying to
while they're-
distract them. He's just talking shop with them, but it's working.
Yep. Jim, what are you doing while they're doing this?
I guess I'm not super suspicious, like in character, I would say, of these people. Like out of character, yeah, they're interesting, they're weird, but I would say that it's like we're in an entirely different world. We don't know what's going on here. The fact that they have homespun fibers is not the weirdest thing. I think it's the giant circle with sigils that for the Taurus zodiac sign. So I guess I'm spending time analyzing that to a degree, not trying to be like dismissive or like rude, but maybe like, I'll go like, oh yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's basically they're happily chatting with Hank about stuff. One of them is keeping an eye on you as you sort of move around that garden area.
Yeah.
Lee, what are you doing while Hank's talking and Jim's kind of sussing out the sphere? You could have a look at the sphere yourself if you want. It's just sense magic.
I think, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Sense magic.
Yeah, I won't even let you roll. You could just, yep.
Okay.
You can see, same thing. Red sphere, inside is a blue sphere. There's Taurus sigils floating around in it. You probably feel warm and fuzzy looking at it because you're a Taurus. It links with the way your chakra align and that sort of wishy-washy shit.
Okay.
It feels nice looking at it. You feel good about your life choices.
I would like to make more life choices and go up and touch it.
Okay. That would be in a tuning roll.
That doesn't sound good.
So roll plus 2d6 plus charm.
My charm is 0, so okay. They both need to roll. Or did they? No, okay. My charm is 0, so that is a 6.
All right,
Unless I can somehow use my enhanced sense of touch on it.
Yes, that would count in this case.
Okay, cool. What does that do, actually? I guess that's a good question.
So it bumps it up to a 7. So, crap. Okay. So you can sort of control what this is a Twilight Eye. It's like a big artifact. And you can direct magic with it. For example, stuff up technology in an area or ground a spell through it to one of the other worlds or whatever.
Okay.
So you can change which world it points at or stop it sending the fear spell because it looks like, this was where the fear spell was directed at.
Yeah, I would like to.
If you
I
pick
don't
one
want to.
Oh, no, hang on. I'll stuff that up. No, you don't look at that list. I look at that list.
Okay.
You. That list.
I get that list. Okay.
Yeah, you can
Redirect
redirect the world.
Create, restore, or destroy harm technology. Paralyze. Or destroy harm, hope, and tenacity. Emotional and psychological effect for people includes like one world. What's the last option? It looks like it got cut off.
Oh, okay. You can grant like fortunate life events, just general sort of good luck to people. So instead of this thing chucking fear at this point and in Montreal Starbucks, it's just good luck happens.
It radiates luck. I mean, obviously, yeah, that seems cool. I'm going to do that.
All right, so you change the magic that's being sent through.
Yep. Yep.
The downside is, your head's so full of all these happy events that start spreading out. It like it affects your inner ear. Your balance goes a bit funny, and you feel a bit sick, like you're going to vomit.
Yeah.
You just feel a bit bleh for a couple of hours, basically.
Okay. So I don't like fall headfirst into the plants or anything.
No. Just you might stumble.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I'm like I kind of retreat a little bit and try to hide it that anything's weird.
All right,
Nothing happened.
The two dudes chatting about homespun cloth and that sort of stop and like, what are you doing? What did you do?
What I immediately look around to I think I look around to Jim and say, what's going on?
I don't know.
I just walked through that and I feel awful. Something weird's there. Like just playing dumb,
Are you okay, Lee? Are you not feeling well?
And I think I'll be okay. It just was a come here. You like put your hand in there and see if it feels. I swear, there's just like above these plants. It's weird.
The other two people are like, don't touch it. We had it set up. We were.
Wait, what? What am I not touching? I'm very confused.
Just step back from the plants. You can't.
All right, okay, no.
We had it set up.
Not touching plants.
Are
Plants
they-
are fine.
Yeah. Second thought, that's a bad idea. Don't touch it because I did, and don't.
Are they a non-native species?
And maybe they give off some kind of local
Are you
poison.
talking about the people or the plants, or what are you talking about, G?
I'm talking about the plants.
The plants look like regular succulents.
I know. I'm just trying to like.
Oh, you're
Plausible
asking
deniability.
about it. Okay. It's
Trying to put them on the spot so they have to say why we shouldn't do anything.
Yeah, just step back from the plants and everything will be fine.
I mean, do you own this park?
No, but it's very special to us.
Okay, yeah, that.
What are they doing? Putting poisonous plants in the middle of a park.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a weird choice.
So is it these plants in particular, or is it all of these kinds of plants?
These plants in particular.
What happened here? Sorry, I just want to learn more about your culture.
And they're just saying these are special. We've been looking after them for some time, and they're pretending they're kind of looking after, checking on the plants, but they're totally looking at, piss farting around with a sphere, trying to change what leeches did.
Everyone here is playing dumb, but actually doing something.
I sort of while they're pissing around with that, I sort of like take Lee a bit out of earshot. If we wrecked the plants, would that help? Do you think?
I don't think it has anything to do with the plants.
Oh, damn it. Okay, well that's my
There's these
plan
big
gone.
spheres Jim found. It's a what was it called? An eye?
A twilight eye, yeah.
Twilight eye, yeah. There's
You could
twilight
do your
eye there.
unravel magic and turn it off for 3 days, but that might have big side effects.
Yeah.
Is it, okay, so we know for sure that they're the ones that are like messing with it, right?
At
Yeah,
this
I mean
point,
they
it's been
clearly know
obvious,
it's here, and they're.
Okay.
I don't know if they're the ones who set it up, but they sure know about it.
Where are the lycanthropes at this point?
Well, they didn't actually go with you in the cab, I didn't think. Or did they?
I did
Yeah, they
kind
did.
of say that I was sitting between the two of them.
Yeah.
All right. So they were kind of watching from the trees, and as soon as the two in the homespun stuff start fiddling around with the sphere, they start running on all fours across the ground towards them. They look like big, muscly humanoid tigers at this point. Unless you do something, they're going to jump on the other people.
Fellas, you might want to stop what you're doing. Our friends seem a little upset with you.
What are they going to do? They're going to try and run for it. The two dudes in the spun cloth are going to try and run for it.
Why do they always run?
They're being chased by the two were-tigers.
Okay. Hank is still riding that overflowing of kindness and thinking he's invincible. So I'm going to try and outrun a couple of were-tigers.
Okay. Jim, what are you doing?
I have banish creature, so I can banish a creature back to its home world, but it only lasts for 3 days. I don't know if that.
Yeah.
You see, the thing is that kind of gives it kind of lets them escape. Really,
but they're not going to kill anybody.
I mean,
and also, it's not your problem for 3 days.
Well, I was gonna do the hempen like clad people.
Yeah, you can banish one of them. That'll go back to wherever the town they were born in, basically.
But I don't know if that's a good idea, just because they'll. Oh well, I guess will they be in their hometown for 3 days, or do they go to their hometown and then they have to come back here?
Yeah, they'd have to come back physically.
Okay.
But you don't have to worry about it immediately.
You know what? I'm gonna let whatever happens happen. I don't have I feel like I don't have a good enough read on this situation to know who the bad guy or the good guy is in this situation. So I'm just gonna, let bygones be bygones.
What's Lee doing?
Actually, I mean, if I'm gonna check and see if they actually did anything, like if they actually fixed the spheres to do what they
They tried to undo what you did.
Yeah. Did they?
So it would go back to doing channeling the fear magic.
Right. Did they succeed?
No, they didn't get to do it long enough before the lichens started leaping towards them.
Yeah. See if I can. Wonder if I can do anything to it that Uh,
You can you can unravel magic and turn it off for 3 days.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter to me whether it's like, you know, radiating good luck or turned off for 3 days. Either way is fine. So like what it's doing right now is fine with me.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna leave it alone, I think.
All right. So the where targets chase the people. Are you guys just going to hang around here, or are you going to go somewhere else, or?
I am attempting to outrun the weretigers. I'm attempting
Yeah, I am not going to try to outrun the weretigers because I know I can't do that. But I will follow.
Right, so this
I
sounds
will
like
follow Hank.
Yeah.
avoid peril roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I probably should just trust that the weretigers are going to do their own thing, but like I said, I'm kind of high on my own supply right now.
So probably reflexes, I guess.
I think so. That works for me. So it will be this plus reflexes, which is 1. That's a 7.
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, one of the avoid perils of the 9 options.
Do I want to say unsure? No, I want to say distracted by thoughts of my vice. So I'm just thinking about, God, when all of this is over, I'm just going to sit and watch Game of Thrones for 6 hours. And just totally.
Hang on, what? Oh, yeah, ignorance. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you're just going to go away in a fantasy world and not deal with reality.
Exactly.
Which is ironic for people to go to other worlds, but still.
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, you managed to sort of get between you, so the weretiger would have gone to tear the shit out of one of the other dudes, and you stopped because like, what are you doing? Get out of the way!
Whoa! Let's all calm down. Let's all calm down. Before tear these nice gentlemen into pieces, let's find out exactly why they were doing what they were doing.
Yeah. All right. So they're like, we're just keeping people away. We didn't want, you know, the demons and their cultists to keep coming here. They kept coming here for years, but we finally figured out a way to keep them away.
With the
Twilight Eye. Yeah.
Twilight Eye. That's what it's called. Yeah. Twilight Eye. Yeah. Okay. See, they don't like demons either.
That does actually make the weretigers relax a bit. They're like, well, we hunt demons, so we get that, but people are getting hurt. So
Yeah,
at this point, Jim and Lee can wander up and heal the conversation. That's fine.
We're probably going to need to like tweak your spell a little bit. Apparently, it's messing with, you know, your world and our world a bit more than it should.
So you could do that and make sure that the demons can't come here. We want them to stay away.
I look over at Jim and Lee like, oh.
I mean, you probably generally your cabals are anything from 6 to 12 people, so there can be some other sorcerers in the cabal that can do wards, set up a bunch of wards against demons around it, and then really laughing basically.
Oh yeah, then that's a good idea. Yeah, you know, we got people who can protect an area from demons. You don't need this is hitting our world and terrifying people and causing, you know, accidents and chaos where we are. It's probably helping the demons where we are.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good point.
So net maybe not the best idea. But we do have all other ideas that we could kind of throw by you guys and see if any of those work. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah, all right. None of us want to help demons in any way. We want to keep them out of both our worlds. So, all right, let's have a chat. All right, so we can sort of zoom out and just say there's a cutscene of all three sides having a chat about what to do with this thing, and they like the idea of giving people good luck on both worlds and that. But you kind of can't agree on who actually owns the Twilight Eye. You all want to use it when you feel like it because it's a big artifact. But you agree that, we'll get some wards up, so keep demons away from the portal and the Twilight Eye. Yeah, it does seem to be your cabal doing a lot of the legwork. Like you're doing the wards around the portal and the Twilight Eye. You're the one moving the painting / portal somewhere else because having it in a museum that you don't have access to doesn't work.
Yeah, no.
But we can epilogue that and say, you move it to someone in your sanctuary would have a cabal. In your cabal would have a sanctuary, so you can stick it there instead. What's the worst that can happen?
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Alrighty. And yeah, so you stops the fear being spread via that portal. And now we can do an epilogue. Hank, what do you think you see your character doing in the next sort of week or month?
Well, I definitely have a couple of coffee dates with Chelsea. We'll see where that goes.
Celeste.
Celeste.
Yep.
It was Celeste, not Chelsea. Chelsea's my handler.
Yep. I mean, you can try and chat up Chelsea, but no, it was Celeste that gave you a number.
It's a work thing, work relationship, not a good idea.
Yeah. Terrible idea.
I also see if I can have like a regular contact with the group from the other world that does the living off the grid stuff because
they're known as settlers.
The settlers. We trade squirrel stew recipes.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yep. The squirrels on Zarak have probably the closest thing would have like 6 legs and it's reptilian, so it doesn't have fur, so it's a harder sort of meat, but still arboreal.
Yeah, and reptile meat. You cook that right, it's so good.
Lee, what do you think we see for Lee doing in the near future?
Near future, Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really establish anything that I wanted to do in the near future today.
They got Wrath. Maybe they do some boxing or martial arts or something at the gym to work out some anger or.
Yeah, that sounds good. There was this mission was a lot of talking, which is good. I don't like actually getting beat up, but it didn't do much to keep me in practice for the getting beat up type missions. So
let's do some sparring at the gym and
yeah,
it's cool. Jim, what do we see Jim doing in the near future?
Jim's going to really think about his conversation with the lycanthropes and his own kind of internal biases that he maybe let out. Going to do some writings on, readings on lycanthropy and, think about a lot about that conversation because, he just kind of assumed naturally that because he considered himself an ally, he was, on the good side, and he didn't, think that maybe his preconceived biases were affecting him. So he really
there'd be like an internal work database, and you could actually contribute, some of the things you learned in that conversation. So, I chatted with some were-tigers, and this is what happened, and so you could get some kind of work kudos for contributing to the work database and stuff.
But yeah, probably something like that. Maybe a little bit more thoughtful, thoughtful than you'd expect. But yeah,
all good, no worries. All right, we can go to EXP because I often forget that. Where did it? Advancement. Here we go. Failure rolls. You guys are all doing ticks when you got 6 or less.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. So you get role-playing advice and virtue. Hank, yes.
Thank you.
Definitely good point. Lee, understanding and wrath. Yeah. Maybe not so much wrath, but understanding. Yeah, you try to suss out situations and think about it and join the dots and stuff. So that's kind of understanding.
Yeah.
And same for moderation for Jim.
Mhm.
You
I get one.
So you get one each for that. Working towards goal with Cabal members. Yes, definitely. You'll get a point for that.
Mhm.
We didn't really do background questions, but that's all right. Reducing enemies' influence. Protecting innocents from harm and harmfluence. Yes, you all did
Yes, absolutely.
that. So a point for that. Exploring and surviving other worlds. Yes, you could have easily gotten a fight with the Weird Tigers and got torn a new one, but you didn't. But I mean, it's not too bad. Two of you had teleport. You could just go, you know what? We're too injured. Blip, we're gone.
We're out of here.
Just lead
I
me
was
to my
expecting a lot
fate.
more blipping, but yeah, that's all right.
Didn't
yeah.
think that we walked instead.
Yep.
Uh,
Well, you could have said, okay, I happen to have the location for somewhere in that city. That's fine, but you know,
Yep,
you've only
yep.
got 3, so use them judiciously.
mhm.
Yeah. So it looks like Lee gets enough for an advancement if they want one.
Nice.
Yeah, so you can pick another sorcery thing or put one of your stats up by 1 attributes, I should say. No one got hurt either. I got to bring the hammer down next time. That's it. No, it depends on sort of how you go about things. Yeah, so that's that. You thought through things and talked through things and saved the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any thoughts, feedback?
I'm always impressed when somebody can do a PBTA one shot in under 3 hours. So,
Mhm. Yeah.
good job there.
Yeah. That's hard to do.
Mhm.
I thought it was a very interesting kind of rift on a lot of different things that kind of like coalesced into its own thing because of that. Like, it didn't really feel like this is just an emulation of one particular genre.
Mhm.
Exactly. It took a lot of things, and I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to think of it as a stew, and there's like 6 components. You can have more of one than the other, but they're all there, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyone got any stars for the other players?
Yeah. I want to give stars to both Bethany and Austin for really, like, in a mystery game like this, you kind of have to use your abilities and your character to push the narrative forward, and you were both always good at continually doing that.
Mhm.
So it didn't ever feel stuck, and I really appreciate that.
I mean, obviously, kudos to Joe because Hank is.
Yeah,
You're
Hank was
right.
great.
Hank, fully formed character from the first second. We knew who Hank was.
I would say, I mean, stars to both Joe and Bethany, both of you guys, because I think that you guys really were both good at playing with the group. Like, there's a tendency with, one shots to kind of like play your own game a little bit and not really engage in the interaction sometimes, I think. And I think that there was a degree that we all kind of allowed ourselves to kind of play in that space together and just kind of play off each other and yes and each other, basic improv stuff. So
That's cool.
Yeah, and I didn't mention it, but like it was more subtle. It would be hard not to be more subtle than Hank, but there was also like a distinctive Jim character, like the guy he's always like kind of apologetic and fading into the background and sneaking. Like, if we have a subtle character, it's him.
Jolly good. All right, that all went cool. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Every time I run it, it's a very different group. We've had, sort of protester musicians. We've had people that were pretty much just explorers and they avoided fights, and other people that got into fights every time. Yeah, it's good. So it's all working well. Yeah, that's all cool. was good fun. Yeah, we'll leave it there.
Sounds good.
Just-
Yeah.